enough.
Oh my God. Hi. Good to see you. You look great. Thank you for being such an awesome sport. I was just about to say, I just come say what's up.
I was just about to say, maybe we do it some other time.
I mean, definitely some other time. I'm just happy you popped in. I'll make it really, really quick. I just wanted to give you your flowers while you're here. I know a lot of the homies is, God forbid, I'm not throwing that out in the universe. But I'm saying, you're awesome. And I just wanted the audience, I wanted my students, everybody tapped in on YouTube, but YouTube blocked me now because I played Gangsta's Paradise, whatever. Let me get to it. First of all, Mr. Leo, Mr. Artist Leon Ivy, I just wanted to say you're amazing. You're wonderful. And are you still cooking? Some of the students had questions. They wanted to know if you're still a chef.
I'm making some oxtail soup right now.
What? What? Oxtail soup is the bomb.
With the butter beans.
Where your people from?
My mother's from Shreveport. My daddy from Arkansas.
You know, I lived in Shreveport for like 6 years. You know that, right?
All right.
I lived in Shreveport from 2010 to 2016. Then I moved to Vegas.
Wow. Was that during Katrina?
No. That was like 2010. That was like 5 years after. I'm going to tap in right quick because I know it's late now, but I'm thankful you still got in. Okay, so one of my other students asked me, how were you introduced to hip-hop?
How was I introduced to hip-hop?
Yeah.
There was some cats. I grew up in Compton, and some cats from New York moved across the street, moved in with their grandmother across the street from me. And one of them was a DJ named DJ D. And he used to be on the turntables all the time, and I used to just kick it and watch. And there was a couple of other cats, they was rapping and whatever. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really interested in it all that much at the time, at least not the MCing part. Mm-hmm. And then a friend of theirs came from New York, this Puerto Rican cat named Juan. Mm-hmm. He also showed up, and then they was all anyway. Juan was a pretty boy, and all the girls that I liked, they liked him. So,
was this when you was at Compton College?
No, this was when I was in junior high school.
Okay.
And so one day they was making a pause button mixtape, a pause button little song or whatever. And they made the beat, and everybody put their verse over it or whatever. And they all went outside to smoke weed. And I was sitting there reading my little book like always. I'm an avid reader.
Yeah.
So he came back in. Everybody was still outside. Oh, there it is. What up there? Okay. He came back in and started rewinding his verse. He probably rewinded his verse probably about 10, 15 times. And then he said, that shit is fly, right? That shit is fly. And I said, it's all right. I mean, I don't know why I'm asking you anyway. Your opinion don't count. You don't rap, so your opinion anyway. I beg to differ. I said my opinion counts because I'm the consumer.
That's right.
So my opinion does count. He said, well, how would you know if you don't spit? How would you know if it's dope or not? What's up with it? Yeah, I'm good. What's up with you? Yes, sir. So I said, well, I don't care what you say. I said, that shit you wrote is all right. And that's how I feel about it. He said, I said, you know what I said? Well, I said, that shit right there, I could write some shit like that in like 15 minutes. He said, do it then. And I did. So I wrote some shit, and it was like 5 people on the little tape. My shit was the dopest. That was the first time I ever wrote something. So that was that. And then I just, it never stopped.
Dope. I wanted to know, how did you get in the game? Like, how did you end up at Tommy Boy?
Well, I started we was doing house parties I used to go rap at house parties and
I will come down and get some work done. I want to get those flowers. I just want to get the color on there.
I used to be doing house parties, and I used to carry the records. I was the record boy.
Okay.
Carry the crates and help set up the equipment or whatever. And did that for years, and then I started spitting, and then we rap at the parties, and then we started doing talent shows at schools, and then K-Day had a little performing arts program with this guy named Rory Kaufman.
Okay.
And we used to we would practice all week. Everybody would practice on their craft, and at the end of the week, we'd all do a rehearsal performance, and whoever had the dopest performance got to be the headliner of whatever little shows we did. So we was doing shows at high schools, junior high schools, at the park, wherever we could do it at.
Excuse me, Coolio. Yes.
Oh, you're on the phone with Coolio?
I'm on live. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
We got about 15 before we ordered some stuff from Wingstop, and somebody dropped they dropped the food off and they didn't leave. They stole our chicken.
What?
They stole our food. Yeah. I was gonna try to do a mukbang with you and see if you wanted us to order something to deliver to your end and all that.
I told you I'm cooking. So
I oxtails and butter beans. Man, I made some oxtails last week, man. I make curry oxtails.
I make curry oxtails too.
That's probably my favorite. My first introduction to oxtails was at a Jamaican restaurant. I was like, oh my God, what the hell?
Oxtails will drag your oxtails out in the street and stomp their ass out.
Hey, you know what? I was going to ask you, because you don't live far from me, if we could link up just to do interview in person and have a cook thing.
One day, do it.
A mukbang. They call it mukbangs. I don't know if you know that language. The new kids. But I just wanted to say, when I was in...
what did you say? Mukbang?
Yeah, that's the name they use for, like, when you talking about current events and stuff and you eating, and it's on podcasts on YouTube, they call it a mukbang. Okay. So I have this character. I don't play Kamala Harris. I play Koala Harris. Ooh. And I had an idea I wanted to work with you on, like, to do a web series. It's a web series on YouTube that I do called Koala Harris Mockumentary. And I play this character.
Character what I use? I got a couple of characters, so I'd have to choose one.
Let's do it, and then do it in a mukbang. Do a mukbang. Somebody says New Jams on the Block says big shout out to Coolio. Definitely appreciate his contribution to hip hop. That's right. That's right.
All good.
I'm doing like a series, by the way, Coolio, on my podcast called like West Coast, just giving honor to a lot of my West Coast friends, artists, rap friends. I don't feel like we got enough props, you know what I'm saying, for our influence on other rappers.
Are you up on all these West shows they be doing, like How the West Was Won, West Bit?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know I've never been on none of them shows?
I always thought that was pretty odd, you know what I'm saying? I think they really try to... Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
Somebody hating. Somebody that's in the mix is hating on me. And like they don't want me to be a part of it. I don't know who it is, but if I ever find out, they better not let me find out.
And you know what? It's like the macro and the micro of that.
Count the Most Wanted don't never be on none of them either.
South Central Cartel, Spice One, King T. And a lot of people, like, I'm telling you, I found this interview Biggie did back in the day, and he admitted that he used to bump a lot of King T. And when I listened to King T, I was like, I thought it was Biggie, yo. I thought it was Biggie. Okay. And I just noticed that with all of my friends, my rapper artist friends who would be considered South Central, gangster rappers per se, they don't really try to give the so-called gangster rapper their due. Even Volume 10. He's not in on some of those underground documentaries, they mention Volume 10, but most people don't really know either, But
he should be on some of them West shows too.
He should. He's on like one or two of them. But you were actually like academy. Like you've gotten prestigious awards in the industry. It's not like you were only an underground artist. You were an underground artist at a certain point, but then you blew up.
I'm an underground artist again too.
And another thing that I really respected about you is that you really are an international artist. Like I remember when you used to travel to Europe and you'd be there for like a month, like a month here, a month there.
Still do.
You helped. I mentioned that because you helped establish a lot of the hip hop in other countries. Like Biggie never made it out the country. I don't think Tupac even made it out the country. Like some people just never even left the U.S. Well, we're kind of mixing it in, but
So I guess I'm going.
yeah, just say Gilbert.
What, where's it at?
It's on Low C across from the McDonald's.
Okay.
You'll see it's big
Low
old.
C and this street.
And
Low C and
like right before and. Yeah, we picking up our wing stop. I do not trust these delivery services anymore.
What about Uber Eats?
That's the second. No, it wasn't Uber Eats. It was like, I don't know if I can say it on the thing, but yeah, it's the second time some people ate our food, man.
Wow.
Or stole it. Like we ordered some stuff from Raising Cane's. We didn't even get the chicken. This time we ordered from Wingstop. They stole the chicken. I don't trust them things. It's crazy. But anyway, back to you. Okay, New Jams on the Block says they definitely hating. He should definitely be on you should be on all of those shows. But yeah, so I mentioned that you was in Europe, putting it down, connecting, interacting with these people. Okay, go. I'm sorry. Oh, he told me go. Hold on a second. But yeah, while we wait for Coolio to come back, I didn't mean to talk about, but it's live. My family, that's what's going on while we're interviewing. We were ordering some food and it messed up. But anyway, thanks, New Jams on the Block. Coolio's back. Let me click him in.
Sorry about that.
You good, brother. You good. Yeah, I want to ask if when I come over, we have like a challenge. What do you think you really good at cooking?
Everything.
Okay. Because I was going to see if maybe at another point we have some time, you make something you think you're really fabulous at, and I'm going to make mine. Now, you've done movies too.
No.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
What are you really good at?
You know what? One of my favorite things to make is a spinach and ground turkey lasagna. I like making my little lasagna. But if we talk about Southern food, I was really good at like my little.
I don't care what kind of food. We'll use your best dish. We could do some like beat Bobby Flay type shit. Beat Coolio.
That would be really cool. And I wouldn't mind doing that. Let's do it. Let's do it when you have time.
Don't feel bad.
Let me see. You know what I want to ask you? Did you ever ask Stevie Wonder to do the Gangsta's Paradise like live with you?
Yeah, not really per se, but we did it on the Billboard Awards.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you did or not. I always thought that would have been really cool, but you did.
Did it maybe 3 times.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what else? Oh yeah, current event. Somebody wanted to ask. I asked a bunch of people to ask questions they wanted to ask you. They asked you, are you still listening to R. Kelly music? Would you still listen to R. Kelly music?
Man, I don't know if it came on. I let it play. I wouldn't jump up and like, I gotta cut that off. No, I ain't doing no shit like that. But am I actively going out? Do I got R. Kelly on my playlist? No, not really.
Yeah,
I'm not with that. I believe cats, motherfuckers that are into that type of shit, they need to be erased from the face of the earth. They need to be, they don't deserve life.
That's deep. Well, they had to find quotable.
I actively seek out those type of motherfuckers and do my best to destroy them. I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, that's one of my jobs.
Okay.
To kill pedophiles.
Teach. I did a music video with Aaliyah. I was in Back and Forth back in '94. And when I met her, what you say?
What was you doing in the video?
I was just an extra. Just
Doing
extra.
what you do?
Just dancing.
You don't,
That's how I paid the bills back in college,
you don't know how
Coolio.
to dance though.
I used to do extra work.
But you don't know how to dance.
I mean, you know, but I used to. How you figure? I used to break dance and all that.
Tomko, I know you. I know you don't know how to dance. What did you say?
Well, anyways, they told us it was an R. Kelly video, but
I'm not.
Aaliyah was 15 that day.
I know.
And she was shaped like a 12-year-old girl. Like she had no hips.
Who?
She had, the little Aaliyah back then. I was just like,
it's weird to me, men who like women that have no breasts, no hips, no ass, and they like that. And because a lot of men out there that like that kind of shit, they like little bitty, little boy looking girls.
like Jada Pinkett style. No offense, Jada Pinkett. I mean, back in the day.
But I'm talking about little girls, women that look like actually got boy bodies. I think there's something wrong with them type motherfuckers. You got to watch them kind of cats.
Word. There's a lot of interesting things going on. Let me see. Oh yeah, vax or no vax? I don't know if that's too personal. I don't know. That was another question. Vax.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. Last year, 1.5 million people died from tuberculosis.
Wow, that's a lot.
I don't know what you know about tuberculosis, but tuberculosis is one of the most contagious diseases ever known to man. It's killed millions of people over the years. If 1.5 million people died last year from tuberculosis, how come that's not a pandemic?
I want to say that everything was all good.
I'm speaking facts right now. Well, excuse me, I'm speaking truth right now. And I changed that because facts can be debated. Truth can't. But it's truth. It is a truth that last year 1.5 million people died from tuberculosis. How many people died from COVID last year?
I'm not really sure the numbers. I think
now 5 million.
No, it's not 1 million yet.
You get what I'm so now? How the fuck? Yeah. How the you know what? Listen, come on. If motherfuckers can't figure out what's going on,
teach.
Then
teach. Hey, listen. I teach English class, right? And I'm teaching the difference between fact and opinion. And I asked the kids to just write a thesis statement. We're talking about claim and counterclaim and all that. And the question for the students was, what are the potential dangers or safeties of the shot, right? And I told them, go online and research, go to cdc.gov, all that. Do you know a gang of parents called the school tripping on me for even bringing it up? I wasn't trying to promote it either way. I was just having the kids be thinkers. They didn't want me to have them be thinkers because it challenged what their parents was teaching them. Didn't mean to do that.
People, I don't know people are sheeple. The sheeple are fucking lost.
Yeah, it's sad.
And unfortunately, we probably gonna get caught up. We're gonna get caught up right with them. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to institute a plan within my family so that when the shit hit the fan, we have a rendezvous point and a place to go, so that we safe at least for as long as we can.
That's real. Meanwhile, they're really trying to push people to buy property, buy houses, really buy into the system again. But a lot of people aren't really buying into the system right now because, they don't want to feel backed against the wall to have to get vaccinated if they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? So people aren't trying to really invest in things like that. You know what I mean? It's really complicated. I don't want to get too heavy on that because God forbid they Nicki Minaj you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're familiar. I don't know if you're familiar with what happened with that sister. But what did you say?
What did they do to her?
Well, she had just happened to mention that her cousin's friend, allegedly got the vax, and then his penis wasn't working. He had a wedding coming up, and after he got the shot, his penis wasn't functioning right. And she mentioned that, and then different news outlets was using Joy Reid or Don Lemon to speak against her and try to clown her. And then so the White House invited her to come talk with Dr. Fauci and all that. And then when the bad press started happening, because they now try to flip it and make it like she was dissing the vaccination, then they tried to throw some bad press. Well, Nicki Minaj, she ain't no punk. She went on the internet live herself and was like, nah, y'all ain't about to be trying to manipulate nothing or make it like I'm doing this or that. The White House did invite me. She was like, what I look like trying to lie about going to the White House? Like, why would I lie about that? So they tried to get her canceled, but the Barbs and her following is too powerful. They're not trying to cancel Nicki Minaj. They're really learning that they don't run how people like the celebrities people like. You can't just easily cancel because of your agenda. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even say she wasn't going to get the shot. She just was like, I just need more research. And they didn't like the fact that she has so many followers. She's just like 20 million followers on Twitter. They blocked her from going on Twitter now.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't want her to say anything, even questioning the shot.
It's when you in this industry, when you get to a certain point where people listen to what you have to say, it gives you a certain amount of power. And along with that power, they feel like they say with power comes responsibility. Well, your responsibility is to what you believe in.
Teach.
You know what I'm saying? Your responsibility is not, you're not responsible to push anybody else's agenda. You're responsible to push your agenda and what you believe in and what you want to teach people. And that's your prerogative. Mm-hmm. But if you go against, basically if you go against the government, you know what I'm saying? They try to shut you down, and that's let me say something. I believe wholeheartedly in the idea of the United States.
Me too.
I believe wholeheartedly in the land of the free, home of the brave. But because I believe in what the Constitution, what the Constitution is about, or is based on, I do not believe in the way my government runs shit. I don't believe in politics and politicians and the way they do things, because they're full of shit. They're liars. They're liars, and it's been proven that they lied. Listen, they've lied about who we are since the beginning of this country. Do you know that America has been at war for 250 of all the years of its existence, which is 250 odd years or so? America has been at war for 230 some of those years. Now, how many
nations?
How many wars can you name off the top of your head? Let's start naming.
A lot of them.
I'll name them. Go ahead.
World War I, World War II, Revolutionary War,
Civil War,
Korean War, Vietnamese War,
Vietnam War,
Spanish Civil War, Spanish War. Like, this is what I be talking about.
Oh, keep going. Come on.
Keep going. The British. Oh, that's the Revolutionary War. The Filipino War.
What? No, what Filipino?
Well, no, it wasn't with the Spanish. No, that was Spanish. Okay, but they helped support. They backed some people.
Okay. Desert Storm.
Oh, okay. I didn't even get into Iran, Iraq.
And war, the Iranian War. Fuck it. Let's add 5 more. Can you name 5?
The Iran Contra.
Huh?
Iran Contra, right?
11.
Fudge. That's just off the top of my head. That's just off the top of my head.
Now, y'all all heard what we said. Do anybody have any others? Let's see look at your chat and see if.
Let me see.
So that's 11. We lost TOMEICKO. I'm still here. What's up, y'all? So anyway, just let me finish what I was saying. So we've been at war for 230 some odd years. Okay, there we go. You back.
Well, you know what? Interesting you mentioned that, because it really is, whenever they're trying to promote something new, like America is the place that created or has been given the credit for creating, every new technology, right? So then whenever they bring up a new technology, I use Coca-Cola as an example. Huey P. Newton used to write about that in his books. When he was talking about class suicide, he would talk about how just to even promote global Coca-Cola, everybody doesn't want Coca-Cola, right? But they would be like, yo, you're going to take this Coca-Cola right now. Like, New Jams on the Block says, let's get both Coolio and Volume 10 interviewed on the Sunday Night Army podcast out of Canada. I can definitely hook that up. Well, hook it up, New Jams on the Block. That'd be dope.
Hey, hold on. So let's go back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So America's been at war for 230 years.
Basically.
We only could name 12 wars. So let's say 15. So let's divide, let's subtract that 15 from the 230. Who was America at war with those other 215 years?
The people in the country.
Us.
The people in the country.
No. Do you know? So if they was at war with us, who was they at war with? People are scratching their heads right now because they don't know. That's because we don't know who we are. And I'm gonna tell you who we are. We are the original Native Americans. We are the copper-colored indigenous Niji from Turtle Island. That's who we truly are. When the Europeans came here to the North American continent, we were already here.
Facts.
The whole thing about us being from Africa, out of Africa is a theory created by eugenics.
Teach.
We are not fucking African. We are not.
I've heard
we have no real ties to Africa.
Now, what about the island people? You think the people from the islands some of them maybe from Africa?
Listen, this I'm talking about this continent. This continent is fully populated from the fucking shores of Connecticut and Maine all the way to fucking California, Texas, everywhere. The Gulf of Mexico. This country was fully populated, every part of it.
That's a fact.
And the Europeans came here and created this narrative, and our history was told to us in reverse.
It's true.
So, with that being said, one of the worst things we ever did was start to call ourselves African Americans.
I agree.
Because once we did that, we completely took away our rights to this land. This is our fucking shit. This is our land. This is our land. It belongs to us. The way that they got us fighting with Mexicans right now. During slavery, Mexico was the only country connected to this motherfucker where we could go and be free, and the slavers couldn't come and take us back because there was a Catholic priest who decreed that slavery was against God. So that they couldn't come and take us back from Mexico.
Yeah, I remember reading that before.
Listen, we've been, and what does Malcolm say? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. The reason why what he meant by that was we are Plymouth Rock. We was already there. They came and landed on us. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. We was already.
You know what? I learned that in Louisiana. Louisiana is older than America.
Man, please believe it.
It was like Louisiana was like a country, and so was Texas at a certain point. And then
Listen, are you familiar with a cat named Dan Calloway?
No.
DaneCalloway. Dan Calloway. Everybody, I need you guys to go and look up Dan Calloway's platform. His website. It's called his website is called I'm just here to make you think.com.
I'm just here to make you think.com.
And he has done the hard research. Everything that I'm saying right now cannot be, it is undebatable. You know,
He's talking about how we were the original people in America's. You know, we've been here before America was.
Europeans came. And let me tell you something. And what I'm saying is undebatable. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's not fact. It's fucking truth.
Truth.
It's truth.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you check the National Archives of the United States, the National Archives of Spain, the National Archives of Britain, and the National Archives of France, the information is all there. It's all there. Everything I'm saying can be proven. The records are there. And they know it.
Yeah.
Black Wall Street and how they bombed Black Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
What about the fucking 10, 15 other towns that they bombed that was just like Black Wall Street?
We went through Allenstown.
They hide so much truth. They spend billions of dollars every year to keep us from knowing who we are and where we came from and what we truly were connected to. And it's all about money and land and knowledge. Knowledge is power. And listen. So now I'm explaining to you like this. So now, if America was at war with us for 220 years, right?
Yeah.
So they captured us and made us work. Then think about that. We weren't really slaves, right? We were fucking POWs.
Yeah, that's true.
Think about this. Think about how much different a man or woman feels knowing that they're not descendants of slaves, but they are descendants of prisoners of war. It gives you a whole different feeling about yourself, and it creates a whole different narrative. It makes you want to fight. They created the whole slave narrative to suppress all.
Yeah, make us feel sad, low self-esteem.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's all a crock of bullshit. Darwinism and that whole crock of shit, that bullshit.
Bell curve.
Fucking Singer, and people, all these people loving Hillary, and she said that Singer, Margaret Singer, was one of her favorite people.
Yeah.
Margaret Singer was trying to destroy us, literally. She was trying to destroy our race.
Right. That's where Planned Parenthood comes from.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, I ain't gonna go no further into that. But go check out Dan Calloway. He also has a platform. He can show you show people how to trace their genealogy.
Wow, another one of these.
Dope.
Don't ever send your fucking DNA to Ancestry.com or any of those other things. They're not. Their whole purpose is to collect data, not help people learn anything about themselves. It was three brothers with the same mother. 3 brothers, same mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
They sent DNA in at different times. Do you know motherfuckers from Ancestry.com told them they was all from different places, that they didn't even say that they was related?
Wow.
They don't know what the fuck that is. Rocket shit.
Now I've heard 2 things on that. I've heard what you said, which is that they just collecting our DNA. And that's how I feel about when I have to take a test every week to keep my job now. And my other homegirl, she refused, but they didn't let her go back to work. But then they making it hard for you to get unemployment now. They turned me down for unemployment during the summer. Like, it's my money. How you gonna turn me from getting my money back? But that's because everybody learned the game last year and was getting unemployment and actually developing themselves and thriving without slaving away. So now they make it hard for you to get unemployment, but then they tell you can't keep your job unless you get the shot or get tested every week. And it really is an invasion of my privacy, getting that swab in my mouth or my nose. You know what I mean? It's a dirty game.
We'll speak offline.
Okay. Yes, sir. New Jams on the Block says there was 700,000 COVID deaths in the U.S. so far.
So now, but there was 1.5 million deaths.
TB.
5 million tuberculosis deaths last year. So what's the real pandemic? Tuberculosis or COVID?
Teach. And you know, I know people that have had TB, honestly, in my family.
That should have killed you.
In Louisiana.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 times more contagious than COVID.
Yep. And you know what? To be fair, I've had COVID a few times. I mean, I don't think we can say the actual. We're supposed to say the C word. We can't really say whatever.
I've had it a couple times.
Yeah, I've had it more than a couple times. Like,
it didn't even affect me that bad.
I think I get exposed to it daily at work.
I know I'm immune to it. I could walk in a room full of COVID people and I won't even get sick.
Yeah, there's this thing we can build up called antibodies.
Absolutely.
You know,
I think about that. COVID didn't just come around these last couple of years. It's been around, believe it or not. What is that? No, I'm finna go home and eat. Anyway, so yeah. I mean, if there's anything else you wanted to ask me, we went off.
Yeah, no, I think that was really beautiful. I just wanted to say you are awesome. You've always been an incredible performer and a very professional person who has really been a very solid, good person in my world, in my life. And I just wanted to tell you, I wanted to give you honor and thank you. Like before you were online, I just told your whole histography. Were there any highlights that you wanted to share, like in your life that you? No, aside from children, you know.
We'll save that for the next interview.
Okay, cool. No, that's really just really that's it. You know, we really got into some heavy topics, so I didn't want to go on some fluffy stuff right now.
It's all good.
But I appreciate you for real.
What's the name of your podcast?
Chit Chat Podcast. It's Chit Chat Podcast.
Yo, with the flow, representing with my homegirl TOMEICKO, the big homie, Volume 10 on the Chit Chat Podcast. It's your friendly neighborhood Coolio said, Shaka Zulu, man.
Thank you. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, New Jams on the Block. You were really involved. I really appreciate that. Once again, I hope you watch Chit Chat Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on my YouTube. It's Tomeicko Gilbert Hawkins. I think I'm going to change that to Chit Chat Podcast. Instagram, that's Tomeicko_show. And Twitter, Tomeicko and the number 1, TOMEICKO. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm really thankful that the brother came with some really heavy information. And check us out again. It's going to be Saturday nights. It's just that we had a death in the family on Friday night. So I wanted to give honor for a day to my family. Just out of respect. All right. So we're going to be Saturday nights. Have a good night. Comment. Please subscribe.
This is Flow.
Share it. Please share it. Thank you.
A poem by Watts 1965. Diabolic Beats. Planet LA.